this session. All right. Those of you who are guests, we want to welcome you to this presentation. This has been specifically designed for you to give you an idea on what we do. What is this business that somebody invited you to take a look at? If I may, just let me get started with the presentation. So this presentation is about our company called Neolife. Neolife is a business, is a company, is a nutrition company whose mission is very simple: to make the world a healthier and a happier place. That obviously starts with you. So we are going to explore what Neolife is. Neolife is a nutrition company that started in 1958. Was started by Jerry Brasfield as the founder of the company. When Jerry Brasfield was a teenager, he had very, very serious asthma. And his mother gave him natural remedies. And when his health improved, he thought that maybe other people have similar conditions because of poor nutrition. That's how the dream of Neolife started. Now, Jerry is well in his 80s, looking as strong as ever. He's still the chairperson of Neolife. And we're very excited because since 1958, more than 65 years in business, we have had a lot of pioneering work in cellular nutrition. In fact, about 10 or 15 years ago, two scientists in the US were awarded a Nobel Peace Prize because they studied how the cell works in absorbing nutrients. And this is something Neolife has known since 1958. So we've been pioneers in cellular nutrition. Another thing, we had more than 100 milestone achievements in our product development and research. Different products, one of the key ones, for example, is carotenoid complex, which the company had patents on for a period of 15 years because Neolife is the only company that has a product that increases your immune system by 37% within 21 days. We've got very exciting stories all over the world. In Africa, in 14 countries. The rest of the world, we do business in over 55 countries. Now, what does Neolife do? Neolife makes this range of products: skin and personal care range of products, health supplements, cleaning range of products. What are these products? This product helps us to make our life much, much better. So before we go on, please let me just regulate our participation in the presentation. Just one moment, please. Okay, so as I was saying, Neolife makes this range of products. And what I find very innovative about this company and this business is, if you look at all the other companies, they make products, they sell them through retail stores, they get advertising, and who pays for all this cost? All this cost is paid by the consumer. So what we've done, Neolife has manufactured this product, then they get individuals like myself to promote the products through talking to other people. And that I find very, very exciting. So Neolife makes these products. The next thing that Neolife has done has put together a group of scientists called the Scientific Advisory Board. What do these people do? These people, their job is just to research and develop first-class products, because the ingredients that people should intake should come from the human food chain. And the principle of the company is very simple: based in nature and backed by science. It simply means all the ingredients that the company uses to make the health supplements come from the human food chain. Number two, they research and develop the product so that there's scientific basis for the quality and efficacy of the products. Why do we mostly concentrate on nutrition? Because our company, 60% of our sales comes from the nutritional products, for a very simple reason. If your health is finished, if your health is finished, your mission in life is finished. because your greatest wealth is your health. And this comes from good nutrition. If you have, diet is what you put in your mouth. Nutrition is what your cells get. So if your cells do not get in nutrients and waste doesn't come out, you have an unhealthy cell and you become sick and tired. A healthy cell is when the cell membrane allows nutrients to come in, waste to come out, and you have energy produced in that cell. That is the basis of nutrition. Nutrition is what gets to your cells. Diet is what you put in your mouth. What is the solution to this problem of having good nutrition? One of the top products we have, highest selling product we have in our business is what is called ProVitality. ProVitality is a product that has got 4 different products: N, carotenoid complex, omega-3, and multi. N helps your cells to absorb nutrients. Carotenoid complex boosts your immune system. Omega-3 is a fish oil that helps to increase the flexibility of your joints. It helps with the heart. It helps with the brain. And multi gives you a whole range of multi-mineral complex. These are the whole range of products. The carotenoid complex comes from fruits and vegetables. The omega-3 comes from fish. The N comes from whole grains, and the multi-mineral comes from different fruits and vegetables. This is what gives this product a great advantage because they come from natural sources. The other range of products we have is the home care products. The home care products have a principle called low dose, low burden, earth friendly. Low dose simply means that even when you use these products in your home, you have no fear of toxicity in the home. Low burden simply means that when it is discharged to the environment, it does not harm the environment. And they are versatile and economic. For example, LDC, the red colored product. In our home, we use LDC for washing the dishes. We use it for cleaning the bathroom. I use it for showering. I use it for shaving. I use it to wash my car. So it's a very versatile product. The Super 10 is a heavy duty concentrate. If you have things that require very heavy duty cleaning, you have stains in your carpet, you have maybe your cooker hasn't been washed for a long time, or your toilet seems to have marks, and just spray Super 10, you mix it 1 to 10, and let it stay for a while, and you will see the effect. Then we have this product called Super Grow, a fantastic product that helps the farmers to increase their yield because Super Grow does 2 things. It helps to make the water wetter. It means that it breaks down the surface tension of water and helps the plants absorb nutrients efficiently. It is also an adjuvant. It means it helps the plants to absorb all the other ingredients that you put in the farm so that there's maximum absorption by the plant, and you increase your profit and you increase your output in the farm. It is versatile, economical. You mix it 1 to 1,000. It is safe and easy to use. It's multi-purpose, and it's been proven. In fact, they did a study in the University of Nairobi. Those of you who are interested, speak to the person who invited you. They'll give you this information. We also have the skincare range. Your largest organ in your body is your skin. We've got product to cleanse and detoxify your skin, to balance and invigorate, to nourish your skin, to protect it from aging, from the environment and climate change. So we've got these products that have been very well designed for different types of skin, normal to dry skin, combination to oily skin. Now, let's look at the business side. We've talked about the company, we've talked about the products, but what is this business? This is an opportunity for anybody who wants to create extra income, or somebody who really wants to build a large organization that you can pass down from one generation to the next. This is a part for you. Now, if you want to succeed in this business, the first thing you need to have is to have a desire. What does that mean? It means you need to want something you don't have at the moment. Desire comes from your heart, desire comes from your mind, desire comes from you thinking about the future that you want that you don't have at the moment. So the first step of becoming successful is having a dream. Maybe you want to have a dream car. Maybe you want to travel. Like some of our colleagues, I saw the photos, they've already left Nairobi, they're in South Africa to attend the World Team Convention in Cape Town. Maybe you want to build a dream house. Maybe you want financial freedom. I don't know what your reason could be. Or you're tired, sick and tired of your job. Or you've had such a tough time in life, you want a change. You want something to do. You want something that will inspire you to work hard and become successful. So you need to have a dream. The next thing is you need to know how the business works. How does this business work? This business works when you do three things every day. We call it 3 daily success habits. And what are those habits? Remember, a habit is something you do regularly, constantly, until it becomes automatic. The first one is you use the products. All of us use the products. Betty and I have been in this business for 29 years, and we use the products every single day. We use products for cleaning, we use a health supplement, we use a skincare product. Anything that you want to buy for use in our home, we first look for it in Neolife. Only if we cannot find it in Neolife do we buy it from other sources. That's the first thing. The second thing is you need to share the product and the business opportunity. That simply means you need to introduce other people to be users and promoters of the products. And the third thing is personal development. Personal development simply means you take time to learn, you take time to develop skills, you take time to build a good attitude so that you can become successful in this business and in life. Now, let's see how the business works. This is you. You've registered with the company as a distributor. The company will give you an ID number for building your organization or if you want to buy products. And the first thing you do is use the products yourself. You can use the ProVitality or you can use the 3NN. 3NN is this green capsule. It's very good because it's a foundation for nutrition. It helps your cells to absorb nutrients efficiently. You can also take the carotenoid complex to strengthen your immune system, omega-3 to help you reduce inflammation, help you with high blood pressure, helps your brain to function at a higher level, and then the multivitamin and mineral. So the first thing is you use the products. The next thing is look for people who want to use the products also. In this example, you've got 6 customers who buy a bottle of 3NN from you. If you do that, you have built a business that is doing 102 PV. What is a PV? PV is point value, and 100 PV is roughly equivalent to $160 in value. So your goal is you need to reach 100 PV in the month. Look for 6 customers who you're going to buy products from you. If you do that, your income is roughly $30 a month. That is just the beginning. What is the next step? You begin to build a team. That means you share the business. You introduce other people to be users and promoters of the products. In this example, this is you. You've got your own 6 customers. You introduce your friend. You introduce your relative. You introduce your neighbor. What do? They also have their own customers whom they supply products to. If you build an organization like this that is doing a total of 1,000 PV, you become a senior manager, and bonus and profits, you earn roughly $300 a month. It could be more, it could be less, but that is just the average. The next thing you need to do is you begin to duplicate yourself. It simply means you help other people to become senior managers like yourself. If you have 3 people who are senior managers and you also build a separate senior manager business, you become a director in the business and your income is about $500 to $750 a month, US dollars, okay? I was doing this presentation some time ago and a friend of mine from Namibia said, you need to specify it is US dollars, not Namibian dollars, okay? So between 500 and 750 US dollars a month. That is your retail profit, sales volume bonus, leadership development bonus. The next thing is you need to help other people in your team reach director level. If you've got 3 people in your team who become directors, and you are also a director doing 4,000 PV, in total, this organization should be doing more than 10,000 PV. If you do this, you become a world team member, and your income is roughly 1,500 to 3,000 US dollars a month. It gets even better. If you want more money, just duplicate the process. That means you need to help other people also become directors. If you build 6 directors in your organizations like this chart, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people who are directors. You are also directors, and you're doing a volume of over 100,000 points a month. You become a president team member, and your income goes to roughly $6,000 plus. That is what you can earn in this business if you put your mind, your heart, and your energy into the business. Okay? Before I go on, now I would like to invite our guest, somebody who has really been building this business with excitement, with discipline, somebody who I've known for quite a long time. And in fact, last week, Saturday, he was very instrumental in having one of my prospects join the business. Isaac, if you can raise up your hand so that we unmute you. Isaac, can you hear me? Okay, let me see. Ah, there he is. Okay, Isaac, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I can, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, Isaac. Let me just change the view, because I'm sure our guests would like to see you very clearly.
Okay.
So welcome to South. I'm sure you're in South Africa already. Welcome.
Yes.
When you get
Thank
when you get to Cape Town, if they greet you Kunjani Papa, just say Kona.
I haven't picked the greetings very well, but I'm actually calling from South Africa. I'm specifically in Cape Town. And thank you very much, Engineer Pascal Olo, for this invitation and give me a chance to say hi. My name is Isaac Ndun'gu, and I was born and brought up in Kenya, specifically in Murang'a, and schooled there. Another thing is that I am a married man. I was able to talk to a girl 22 years ago, and she followed me home. And we've been together for the last 22 years with purity. And between us, we have 3 children. We reside in Nairobi. When I left Murang'a after my high school, not high school really, but secondary school, what up to Form 4, I was invited to teach. I mean, train as a teacher at Moi University, Eldoret. And I trained there as a teacher. And then I got a chance and I was posted to teach English and literature in Chogoria, Meru. That is the eastern side of Kenya. And I taught there, and in fact, it is in the same school, in the same area, in the same time rather, that we got married. And then I got a transfer to teach in a girls' school called Rocho Girls in Kandara, Murang'a. Many teachers in Kenya like teaching near their homes. So as a teacher, I wanted to teach nearer our home. I think is to make sure that the expenses probably are not very high. So I got a chance to teach in that school. While I was there, my wife Purity was invited to such kind of a meeting. However, it was physical. So she went. By then, she was teaching in a university. She was a lecturer. And when she went for the meeting, she came back home and told me that we are going to do this business. So I never got the business first hand, so to say. The very first presentation, I was not present, but she listened and joined before she consulted me. Later on, many years later, she told me she could not have come to consult me because I was not in the meeting. So, and there was really no consultation to make because my contribution would either have been negative or none because I did not know exactly what was actually presented. So when she told me we had to do this business, she had actually joined. She had committed herself to pay and paid part of the money. So she comes home and tells me, there is this business and we are going to do it, and we have started. I asked her, have you understood the business? She told me, no, I've not understood the business, but we are going to join, we are going to start, and then we will understand as we go along. That is what we did. We actually started this business without realizing exactly what it was. Now, when we now got into the business, remember, I am still in the staff room, teaching English and literature, explaining the river and the source, some of the set books in Kenya, the burdens, and the government inspector who came incognito. So, and I'm in the staff room. I started getting some challenges in this business. One of the challenge was my colleague teachers, the people of my status, the people who are read and understood books like me. And I got the challenge because they looked at it like it was not a business. They actually scorned it. They said there was no business here. In fact, some of them told me they knew about this business and they had never seen anybody who had become rich because of this business. So remember, this business, we normally start very low because my first check was 1,000 Kenya shillings, 1,362. That is roughly $10. That is not a lot of money to write a composition on. It was little money. And these people are telling me they have never seen anybody who had gotten money through this kind of business. So there was always a temptation of actually believing them because for me, I had not gotten the money. And they are telling me they know about it, and they had never seen anybody, who had gotten the money through the same. So it was a real challenge. Now, I started going for training. I would leave Rocho and come all the way to Nairobi. By the time I would reach Nairobi, either the training would be ending and I would be so much exhausted because I had taught, that meant that I had taught from, in the morning up to evening, and then there you are. Then I'm going for a training. But then I understood this. I found people that had joined the business earlier than me, and they were getting good money. I remember one of them was actually getting in the excess of 760,000 Kenya shillings in 1 month. And others were getting actually in the excess of 1 million Kenya shillings. Remember, I have joined. I am getting 1,000 Kenya shillings, 362. Somebody else is getting 1 million Kenya shillings. Another one is getting 700. Sorry for that. I don't know what happened. So I joined. Somebody is getting 762,000. Another one is getting 1 million. We are in the same business. I am getting 1,000. then I started getting other voices that were telling me that I was actually working for those people. But at some point I reasoned, I have just joined this business. I am 1 month. These people have been here for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Surely I am not the one that have made them to earn that money. Later on, I understood I was actually working for no one, that the business was mine. And if I wanted it to succeed, it was me to work on it. I was not working for anyone. Another challenge that I got was the way I had been taught, my orientation. I had been brought up in a herbal family, and this is what I had been taught. Go to school, work very hard. And if you work very hard, you are going to get very good grades. And if you get very good grades, you are going to get a very good job. And that job will take care of you now and forevermore. Now, that was the story I had in my mind. That was my orientation. That is what my parents and my teachers taught me. So now I am I am in my, I'm in my 30s, and I'm already employed by the government, and somebody is telling me a different story. Is telling me that I can earn without necessarily being employed. Somebody told me, or somebody said rather, that it is hard to teach an old dog new tricks. And later on, I realized it is possible to learn new things even later on. Why? Because human beings are not dogs, and this business actually has no tricks. It is open. So I realized I could change. I realized I could change my mindset the way I had been taught. So my second check was 29,531, roughly 300 US dollars. That was good money. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if we were in a physical meeting, I would have asked for a clap. Why? Because that money was more than the money I was receiving from TSC. TSC is Teacher Service Commission. It is the body that employs teachers in Kenya. Now, somebody would ask me, should we clap for you because of 30,000 Kenya shillings? How much are teachers paid? I thought it was higher. Sure, it is higher. In fact, teachers, by then, I was in a job group. We used to call it job group M. Or that was the job group. But the salary, the gross salary would be around 60,000. But then there would be deductions just shortly after the money is declared. And before it reaches your pocket, there would be pay as you earn, pay as you eat, pay as you walk around, pay as you marry. There were deductions, so many of them, so that by the end of the day, the money you had been given so much would be so little that it would be, a figure that you would not want to tell others. Now, the money I got in this business in my second month was more than the money I had been getting as a teacher for over 15 years. Now you see, I started adding one plus the other. Though I had not done the business for long, I realized, there is something else I can do and earn. My third check was 60,948. Roughly, that is like 600 US dollars. Now, that is a lot of money. That was actually my gross from TSC. It was very encouraging. I started talking to people. I would approach people from whichever corner, and I would tell them, there is something else you can do. Apart from employment, and employment is good, but there is something better. that you can do and earn. And the beauty of it is that you can do it while you are still doing your other stuff. If you're employed, you do not have to leave your employment immediately. You can actually continue with your employment and still earn something extra. This one was revolutionary. For me, I felt so good that there was a way I could earn without necessarily being employed by someone. I went on with the teaching, and then we still with doing the business. And then I started getting a chance to travel. And it's like I have fallen in love with South Africa because my first, the company Neolife told me that I had qualified because I was also helping other people to travel in the year 2015. Now, I would like you to note this. We joined the business in 2013, and there was a group of people, that was in June, there was a group of people that was from Neolife that had qualified to visit Hong Kong. I did not go to Hong Kong in 2013. There were people going, but I had not qualified. I had just joined the business. I had not developed the business. So I remained in Kenya. I did not go. The following year, that should be 2014, there was a trip to Dubai. I did not qualify. I had not qualified to go to Dubai. I did not go to Dubai. But the team from Kenya, the team from Tanzania, the team from Uganda, and all over the world, all over Africa, they went to Dubai. I did not go. In the year 2015, I qualified. It was so nice. That was my first time to get into an airplane, to see the inside of an airplane. And we went to Sun City, or rather, I should put it now, we came to Sun City because Sun City is in South Africa. And it was very refreshing. We came over here, and I was so happy that I could get into an airplane and travel. So now I realized there were teachers that were not employed, and I had gotten something better. I told the Teachers Service Commission to look for another teacher. There are very many teachers in Kenya that are qualified and they do not have jobs. So I created a job opportunity. I left TSC, that is the body that employs teachers in Kenya, and started doing this business full time. So we came over to South Africa, and we had been paid for me and my partner Purity. It was really exciting. In fact, I never came alone. By then, I had helped someone else, actually a parent whom I had met at Rucho Girls. And we came with her, together with her husband, we came to Sun City. And that is Grace Chege and Caesar Getangu. Apparently, we are also with them here in Cape Town, even today. And it was really exciting. And it went on. And then I was invited to Mauritius. I was invited to, we were invited to, 2023, we were in Europe. We went to Turkey. It was really refreshing. 2017, we came back to, we were in Cape Town. Now I can say now I have come back to Cape Town. So, but I did not get into the cable car. So that is what I want to do before the conference starts. I want to use the cable car in the Table Mountains. And I want to see the Cape of Good Hope that was discovered by Vasco da Gama. I was taught that one in class. Now I want to see it on the ground. So, and I've been going on and on and on. Yeah, last year we were actually in Mauritius, and when I look at this, it started now changing, my life, that I could get into airplanes and travel and go to places. Life has never been the same again, and to me, that is a great achievement. And I've also been able to help other people do the same, get into airplanes and develop their lives, be able to get at least 10,000 Kenya shillings, 15,000 Kenya shillings, 100,000 Kenya shillings, 200,000 Kenya shillings. In fact, I have some people in my team that are able to get 300,000 Kenya shillings and above. That's like roughly 3,000 US dollars per month, which is really an encouragement and a big thing. So it went on. I was doing some calculations, and Neolife has been giving me money monthly. And I was doing some calculation, and I realized that per year, I take home between 3 million, that is Kenya shillings, and 4 million, 3 to 4 million per year. And to me, that is a lot of money. In fact, if I was still in teaching, the money I've gotten in Neolife so far would have paid me all the money I could have earned if I lived to be 120 together with the pension. So all the money I could have gotten as a teacher, I've already gotten it so far. And I still see a lot of room even in the business. So I have mentioned the challenges I got. I have mentioned part of the achievements I got. In 2019, around 2019, 20 there, from around there, I was able to put up a home in Nairobi where I stayed with my family. It was also very refreshing for me to be in a position that I could stop, paying somebody rent and be able to take care of my family right in Nairobi. In fact, at some point, I was also able to be getting some rent, so that now, by the end of the day, I have, some houses that I could actually get rent. Very encouraging, right in Nairobi. And the business has also opened up my eyes. Now, another advantage I have found in the business is that I am able to do business outside Kenya. Kenya is a great country, but I'm able to do business here in South Africa. I'm able to do business in the US. I'm able to do the business in the 50 countries that Neolife is. That is something very good. The market is big. Where do I see myself in Neolife? I was telling somebody in the aeroplane, we have just started this business. Neolife is just but starting. And the beauty of it is that anybody starting now and anybody starting tomorrow is just like any other person who has started this business. Because the business does not check when you joined or when you started. The business always asks, what are you doing in the business? So I see in the future a great, chance, a great opportunity for me to help many people, for me to educate many people, and they come out of complaining about what is happening around them, and they realize there is an opportunity given to them, and they can exploit it and use it well. So I want to stop at that. I'm in South Africa. The last time we talked, I was 2024. I also talked in a similar meeting, and I was then in Mauritius. I still remember. And now I'm speaking to you here in Cape Town, South Africa. And guess what? By the end of the week, by the end of this week, we are also going to be told where we are going to go next year. I'm really looking forward to know where are we going next. Thank you very much. I'm really excited about Neolife. I am so happy that I changed my mind, that I could see this business, this opportunity, a way of earning money in a different way. Engineer Pascal Olo, thank you very much for the opportunity. Now I am right in South Africa. I have not picked any accent. I'm still speaking like a typical Kenyan, but probably with time, I'll be able to pick a little accent from the Zulu community around me. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Isaac. As they say in Nairobi, Nipoa.
Asante.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a story of a man who was a teacher, now owns an international business, flies courtesy of the company, because Two things he did: made a decision and worked hard. And everybody who was attending this meeting, there are 344 people I've seen who are attending this meeting. Your story can also be like Isaac and Pirish Ndun'gu, if only you commit yourself to the business. Some of the things that Isaac has talked about is traveling, Victoria Falls, Dubai, Hong Kong, different areas, different venues of the company. The other thing that we do is leadership school. When you reach a certain level in the business, the company pays for your accommodation and 4 days of top quality training, and you have a lot of fun in the business. Why? Because the company recognizes your leadership potential, that you can actually create a business that can become an example to other people. All right, what do you need to get started? If you're a guest, speak to the person who invited you. They'll give you an application form. If you're in Botswana, you need between 720 and 1450 pula. If you're in South Africa, you need between 910 and 1980 rand. If you're in Kenya, 9,200 or 11,700 shillings. If you're in Nigeria, 68,000 or 100,000 naira. If you're in Tanzania, 167,000 or 217,000 Tanzania shillings. If you're in Uganda, 250,000 or 280,000 Uganda shillings. If in the USA, if you're in the USA, $75. If you're in Togo, 46,200 or 61,500 francs CFA. If you're in Italy, 64 euros. Ghana, 800 or 1,300 Ghanaian cedis. In Cameroon, 60,000 or 74,300 francs CFA. This is what you need to start and grow your business. Now, an important thing, you need to take charge of your business. You need to take charge of your life. First, the business has a flexible schedule. That is why it is designed for people who have other occupations. You don't need to quit what you're doing. Just put aside 1 or 2 hours to do the business every day. Or if you can't get time during the week, do the business over the weekend, talking to people. The second thing that you need to do, you work from home. You don't need an office in this business. The third thing, you save money. In fact, if you just get back to the person who invited you, do a budget. Write down the things you buy from other supermarkets for cleaning, for anything. They'll give you an alternative for Neolife. You will find that you save a lot of money because you're using high quality concentrates for cleaning range of products. Residual income, it simply means the work that Betty and I are being paid for work we put 20 years ago. That's what residual income is. Quality time with your family, because the company always recognizes husband and wife. All right? Financial freedom. Financial freedom simply means that even if you lose your job, even if you stop working where you are, you will demand the business will be able to support your family. When Betty and I started, we had a goal of earning at least 2 to 3 times my salary before I could resign. That happened for me 3 years after we started. You're your own boss. Nobody's going to wake you up in the morning. You are your own boss. If you want to know who the boss is, look at the dressing mirror. Look at your mirror every morning and tell boss, I want an increase. Boss will tell you, just work hard. Then international travel. You've just seen Isaac Ndun'gu and Grace Chege and Caesar in Cape Town at the moment, with other leaders from Kenya and Tanzania and Uganda and Nigeria. So, education for your children. This business helps you to choose, because of the income you earn, you are able to take your children to very, very good schools. And then personal development. Personal development simply means you take time to grow yourself as a person. Just one moment, please. Okay, and just to wind up, What do you need to succeed in the business? It's very simple. You need to commit yourself. Take charge of your life. If you do that, nothing will stop you from becoming successful in this business. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are guests, get back to the person who invited you. They will show you how to get started. Follow their guidelines. Follow what they tell you to do because it is in their interest that you become successful. Isaac, thank you very much for your wonderful story. And we hope to see you on Thursday. Betty and I will be arriving in Cape Town on Thursday in the afternoon. Just to tell our distributors that this Thursday we will not have our usual training because Betty and I will be attending the conference in Cape Town, and the schedule of the conference will not allow us to be able to do the training. So we'll see you again next week, Monday at this time, for the presentation after we come back from Cape Town. Thank you, good night, and God bless. Thank you, Isaac. See you on Thursday.